Hey, this is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce, a little podcast before the show today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. I got a little, well, you can call this a rant if you want, but I think it's something that needs to be said. First of all, we were just out and about a little while ago. I just got in. And pulling out of a parking lot, here's a little something for you drivers that are always in a hurry to get nowhere fast. You're always thinking that you're going to miss something. You're always thinking that you need to get the right parking space, that whatever, I don't care what's going through your mind. What you're not doing is thinking about the moment at that particular time. I am pulling out of the parking lot. Usually the aisle is a two-way aisle, and I'm pulling out and you're pulling into the aisle, not the space, the aisle. And I'm making a turn, but as I'm making a turn, you're about 2 inches away from my car. Next time, I'm going to stop and let you hit me. That way I can take your ass to court and sue you. Okay, it's frivolous, I know, but you need to be taught a lesson. And the lesson is, when there is a car moving, you need to stop. I don't know why you can't figure that one out. I'm talking you as in a general sense of the word you. It means people that absolutely are not in their right minds at the moment, like I said in the beginning. The people who have tunnel vision and want to get nowhere fast and, No. If you're that impatient, take the bus. Because you obviously don't need to be behind a wheel of a car, okay? Because I don't know. Same thing with people when I'm backing out of a space. I'm backing out of a space, which means there's a 2.5-ton vehicle moving, and your best bet is not to run behind me, but to stop and let me pull out and then go. Okay, and then you can walk and be safe and all of that. Oh, and by the way, mothers, you better hold on to your child's hand or pick them up. If they're infants, keep them in the infant seat in the grocery basket there where you have them. Get to the car and do what you got to do. But keep your freaking animals in your vicinity, and if you have to hold on to their hands or pick them up, please do so. Okay? Cars, they don't know. I mean, come on. Seriously. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why are you saying that? Why can't you just wait? Why, here's the comparison. Yes, you might say, I know you can email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. I know you're going to say, well, you just said that people need to stop while you're moving. Well, what if other people are moving? Why don't you stop? It's only common courtesy. Yes, I understand that, but that's all good. Okay, I totally and absolutely agree with you, but when I'm walking through a parking lot and I see a car backing out of a space, I stop. I don't quickly run behind a car to get to my car. I stop. I don't. If people, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this. You're going to walk behind my car while I'm moving out, you're going to wind up being part of the undercarriage of the car. Okay? Just taught you a lesson. Don't walk behind my car when it's moving. Okay? Common courtesy means, oh, look, a 4,000-pound vehicle is moving out of a parking space in a parking lot. I think I will stop because I don't want to get hit by that big old piece of, steel on wheels. Same thing when you're, like I said before, you're pulling into the aisle. I'm pulling out. Best thing for you to do, stop. You know, don't say, oh, do I have enough room? No, if you're 2 inches away from my car and almost hitting me, no, you need to stop right then and there. Okay? Enough said on that one. Okay? Now, the other thing is this. I get a lot of people telling me on Facebook, and you can go find me on Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook, that some of the things that I share, well, I won't tell you a whole premise. I won't set it up. I'll just tell you, some people say I'm wrong. Some people call me a conspiracy theorist. Some people call me whatever name they want and make up a few. And honestly, sorry, I was drinking something there. Honestly, I gotta tell you, I have never seen so many stupid people in one place. Now, why do I say that? Well, I've not yet, operative word being yet, not yet seen anybody that could match my intellect and stay with me on certain issues. Now, there's an explanation for that, and it's real simple. I've had people literally tell me to my face, the reason why they cannot even stay at my level is because what I talk about and how I talk and what I look, it's just too deep. Really? It goes over people's heads. Really? Did I cause you to think about any of the things I've said? Good, my job's complete. But are you going to sit there and say, I just don't know because that's way too deep for me, it's over my head? Then you're stupid and you need to go back to school. No holds barred show, folks, here, right? Podcast or the live show. I'm going to tell it like it is. Somebody asked me once, why are you so bitter? I said, I'm not bitter. I'm frustrated because I'm so impatient. I am the most impatient person I know of, and I'm more impatient with myself than anybody else, even though I have to finish other people's sentences or correct them in their, way of doing, it's like they look at me and they go, well, that thing over there, that movie that actor was in with that one actress who was in the TV show, I don't know what you're talking about. So for me to stay in a conversation with you, you're going to have to be a hell of a lot clearer than that. All right? Consider this a rant, if you will. Not so much a rant, but something I needed to get off my chest. Okay, it's a rant. There you go. And as far as I'm concerned, and I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to piss off a lot of people, but so what? Email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. This next statement is going to go to those people who, and I make no apologies, who seem to think that they can sit there after me discussing things and informing them of certain things, and they look at me. This next statement is for you people who think I'm wrong. By the way, it's not your way or my way, because there is no right way of doing anything. There is no wrong way of doing anything. No one is completely right and no one is completely wrong. But you have to understand that it is my perspective of certain things, but I at least take the time to research and go and talk to people, and which I actually enjoy. And I try to understand why people do what they do. But if I were to talk to someone, you, in the general sense of no one in particular, just you, as in a general overall aggregate of humanity, if I was talking to you, and after 5 minutes you look at me going, I don't know, that's just really deep, I don't know, or you give me that lame excuse of, well, yeah, that's good, I'll go check it out later, and you never do, And I know you never do. And I know you won't. Because you don't want to be... You don't want to have to sit there and admit that you're wrong, number one. And you don't want to have to embarrass yourself by coming back to me and telling me that, hey, you could be right on this. I've had people tell me that. I don't want to come back to you because... I didn't want to come back to you because I felt embarrassed because you were right. It's like, duh. I know I'm right. Right? So, for those people that think I'm wrong, I don't care what your argument or your lame excuse is. You're wrong. Because if you're not going to accept the fact that you could be wrong in your assessment of why you think I'm wrong, you've got a problem. And if you are going to be so arrogant and conceited and self-centered and blind and, insert another word there if you like, and not come to me and say, hey, I've looked at your stuff and what you were talking about, and if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But don't sit there and tell me, well, I'll look at that later. Well, I know you're not, so don't even tell me that, because I know you're not. You're not going to take the hours that I've taken to find the information, to take 5 minutes to share it with you, and you not even go and look at it. Basically, you've wasted my time. And I don't like my time wasted. There's the door. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. It's that way. It's that way. That's just me. That's just me, okay? That's just me. I've been that way all my life. No one's going to tell me that I can't be that way because I was that way when I was like 7 years old. I remember that. I remember teachers telling me, well, I don't know why you can't come up to the board and show your work. Because I can't, because I already gave you the answer. Well, I want to know how you got there. No, you don't. Well, I want to know how you understand that that's the answer. It's simple there, Mr. Einstein. I say that for every teacher who thinks they're smarter than most of the students. I don't have to show my work. Well, how am I going to know that you understand the process? The process is simple. It's called addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, cosine, sine, algebra. Come on. I make a joke, though. I make a joke that I shouldn't because we no longer do this, but I make a joke that I can't balance my checkbook, but I can figure out quantum physics. I mean, it's kind of weird. We don't use checkbooks anymore, right? So anyway, I know. Bad joke. But how are you going to sit there and tell me that I'm wrong when you're not going to show me or even show yourself? I've had people tell me I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Yes, you do. You got to prove it to yourself. Then you and I can sit down and have a nice discussion about the issues. Well, I don't like talking to you because you think you're smarter than everybody. No, I don't. Hell, I don't know everything. Are you crazy? I don't know everything, and I could be wrong in most things. Have I ever been wrong? Yes, I have. Cool. Right on. I wasn't wrong in the conventional sense of being wrong. I just overlooked some information which could have added to my own personal education of the issue. And then I take all that and I share it with you in a general sense of the aggregate of humanity. And you're going to sit there and tell me I'm wrong. Really? When you're not even going to have the balls to stand up and say, you know what, I'm going to go look into this and then I'll come back and we'll talk. Which I know you're never going to do. So I'm not going to waste my time waiting for you. The bottom line is this. My whole point of all this whole rant is this. Number one, you have to be aware of what you're doing. The present moment. Living in the past is not going to help you because you can't change it. Therefore, it's gone, over with, done. It's flatlined. Okay, it's done. Okay, I look back at my past and I look at it for one simple reason. I remember where I came from. I know where I'm at now. I know how hard it was, how difficult it was to get to where I'm at today, at this very moment. I understand that. Okay? I'm sure you understand it. Well, I'll go to break here in a minute. A little 30-second break. You understand it. I understand that. But are we humble enough to accept that? Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Really? I'll be back after this. I'm back. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce for the 17th of August, 2012, giving you a little something behind the scenes inside my head. A little something that frustrates me, a little something. I'll give you a rant. Before the break, I was talking about a few things. Let me change gears here and go into this direction. I talked about people telling me I'm wrong and how they have to prove themselves right, which is absolutely positively true, because if you think that your information is correct to counter or contradict my information, you obviously have better information than I have. Right? So you need to prove yourself right. Period, in all ways. So let me change gears here. I'll go here. I was married twice. I'm divorced twice. I was young in the beginning, very young. I was 21, I was drinking, drugging it up, rocking and rolling, doing all kinds of crazy crap that I shouldn't have been doing. But it taught me a valuable lesson. I don't regret my past at all. I was talking about the past, how, it's done and over with. I was also talking about looking at the past from my perspective in my life, looking at my past and looking at where I'm at today. Okay? Forget your past. It's over and done with. You can never change it, never go back, never do any of that. You just, today is today and you got to move on. Now, my second marriage, let's put it this way. I was much more developed psychically, spiritually, metaphysically. I understood from one end of the spectrum to the other of what humanity was, of behaviors and all this, that, and the other thing. And I studied psychology and all this. Does that make me an expert in any number of those fields or any aspect or sub-aspects of those fields? No, not at all. Hell, I don't know everything and I could be wrong. How's that? Are you humble enough to accept that within yourself? I doubt it. Because you can't even prove yourself right to try to sit down and have a good intellectual discussion with me, can you? You as in a general sense of overall humanity, not one particular person that I am speaking with. But all in all, we need to examine who we are. We need to put out there, what we need to do is we need to bare ourselves naked to our intellectual side and say, you know what, here's this. See, I was married twice, divorced twice. The second time, I didn't trust, I shouldn't say that. I didn't listen to my intuition. My intuition was saying, no. What part of no didn't I understand, right? And then here I am divorced. She had so many misconceptions, mispreconceptions, if that's a word, of who I am. Okay? I didn't have to prove to her that I wasn't what she said I was. I allowed her to believe whatever it was that she had an idea about. Her preconceived idea was, I just allowed her to believe that. Why? Because one of the things that she told me about her children at that time was the fact that when it comes to my children, it's a dictatorship. Well, as you guessed, that rolled over into the relationship her and I were having. So that just went down the tubes from that point. Now, in a relationship, in the few minutes I have here, that's where I wanted to go, is the fact that there's this little unwritten rule that women love to use. I should say it's not really a rule. It's more of a manipulative tool that they use. When you see on divorce decrees or divorce, papers, it says irreconcilable differences. You know what that means? And in the whole aggregate of divorces that I've looked at, over 65% of them, that means the words irreconcilable differences mean that the guy wasn't doing what the woman wanted done. About 25 to 35% of irreconcilable differences were the other way around. The woman wasn't doing what the guy wanted done. Let me tell you something about compromise. Listen up. Let me tell you some secrets. Yeah, guys, I'm going to tell some secrets on you. We do what we want, when we want, how we want, and no one has a right to tell us anything else other than that. Okay? Some guys would say, well, how are you going to have a successful relationship? Women, I'm going to rat on you too. I'm going to tell some of your secrets. Women are the most manipulative creatures on the face of this planet when it comes to compromise. Now, let me interject this, a little side note for all you listeners, and that is this. This is coming from my perspective as a result of talking to dozens of my women friends and a few of my guy friends. So it's, from the theater, from other things that I did, retail I used to do, warehousing I used to do, all of that. I've talked to dozens of women. I have more women friends than I have guy friends, so they share with me their little inside tidbits. Women, you have absolutely no right to manipulate your loved one to do anything that you want done and call it compromise, because it isn't. And guys, same for you. Don't tell your woman what to do and say, well, you never compromise. Right? Because guys are really bad. That's why when a guy tries to manipulate a woman can see right through him in a heartbeat. Why? Because women do it too. Okay? So the thing is, the whole bottom line about compromise is this. We're not in a relationship to have one person control the other, or vice versa. We're not in a relationship to be put on a pedestal or shoved in a hole. Well, shoved in a hole when we pass away, when we're 95, 100 years old, but you know what I'm saying. We're not in a relationship because we just want to be in a relationship. No. We're in a relationship because we can, wait for it, relate to the struggles and frustrations like the other person. I can understand women's point of view because I have more women friends than I have guy friends. And over the years, since I was a teenager, I would sit down and talk with them. Well, how did that guy treat you? How did your mom and dad treat you? Blah, 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 blah. I would talk to them. I would not, some guys are going, well, geez, didn't you get in their pants? That wasn't what I wanted. What, are you gay? No. Mama didn't raise no fool. And daddy would kick my ass. You treat women with respect. You don't treat them like a piece of meat or some punching bag. You treat them like women. Your mama was a woman. Would you talk to her with that mouth or double up your fist? No, I don't think so. I'm talking to the guys on that one. But women, same for you. Would you cop an attitude because the guy seemed, attitudinal and he was pissed off and you got pissed off and all? All negativity does is build up and piss each other off. Okay? The bottom line about compromise is, I'm not here to do what you want. You're not there to do what I want. We're here to relate to one another so that we can make the relationship work. That's what compromise is. Not your way, not my way, not the way the counselor had said, but in a way that's going to help us grow together and love one another. I know women can knock out men in a freaking flash. So guys, you better not step anywhere outside of the framework of being nice to your partner. I guarantee you there are some women out there that will, pardon my details here, there's some women out there, guys, that will knock your pud in the mud. I guarantee you. Oh, and by the way, some of the women I know have great aim, if you know what I mean. So you don't mess with them. You respect them. I want my women to do what I want. Really? Then pack your crap and get out of the house, because you obviously don't want a relationship. You want a dictatorship. I've heard women tell me the same thing. My guy has to do what I want him to do. I got this, and I'm doing dishes all the time, and he can blah, blah, blah. You know what? Pack your crap and get out and go do what you want to do and be happy. Because the only person in your life that's ever going to be happy, either as a single person or as a couple, is you. You have to be comfortable and happy with the decisions that you've made. If you're not, there's the door. Have a nice day. I'm talking to both the guy and men and women here. Okay? I'm going to take a little break here, coming up in about 10 seconds or so. Come back, I'll wrap this up. I got my show at 4 o'clock, so I got to prep for that. And in the meantime, I shall be back after this. Hey, it's Reverend Wayne S. Pierce, 17th August, 2012. Wrapping it up. Gotta wrap it up now. Hope y'all can understand what I'm saying. If not, email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. Now remember one thing. You're who you are. No one can change that. The past is the past, over and done with. Today is the only day you have to make it better for you and whoever else is in your life. Remember that. Remember that. Because they may not be here tomorrow. And neither, you might not be either. Okay? So let's just keep that in mind, shall we? Hey! Time for me to go. Time for me to get out of here. Time for me to prep for the Views Express, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right on the Liberty and Freedom Network. Go to the website associated with this show. Check it out. Or go to Spreaker.com and look up The Views Expressed. I shall be there. Enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and we will see you in the future.